Hi, you guys. It's Amanda from HeismanHelp.com. I help women eat for energy, and I am here with today's Back to the Basics quick tip. We are in the middle of a series about going back to the basics to help keep our health grounded during what can be the chaos of summertime, being out of routine and off of schedule and traveling and vacations and things like that. So if you haven't caught the first two, I suggest you scroll back and watch them. This is tip 3, and we're still talking about hydration because we talked a little bit yesterday about water and about the biological need for water, right? Mr. Tree's coming to say hello. We'll talk about greens soon. We talked about water, right, and the biological need for water, and now I'm going to talk about it in a more holistic sense. So, because as I said in this series, we're exploring from all angles. We're coming up. We're coming up to the 1,000-foot view. We're coming all around this hydration thing, the 360 view, the 360 view, right? So we're doing things a little differently. So I told you kind of the biological need for water yesterday. Today, I want to talk about it from a more holistic sense, and maybe some things you haven't thought about before. So, water. If you think about water, you think about the nature of water. You think about the feeling of water. What does water do? It flows, right? In its natural state, water flows. Hey, Crystal, I see you. So water flows, right? So when you want to go with the flow, you drink some water. That's real basic nature, like the nature, the property that we try to that we try to replicate in our bodies, right? So if you're in a place of maybe feeling like a feeling of stuckness, I invite you to address that internally, because your external, if you feel stuck in your life, in your business, in your relationships, your external might be mirroring your internal. Not many of us think that we are constipated, but there might be some stuff, some waste, something stuck in our body that we need to release, right? So flushing and cleansing with water is going to help us get the old out, release that which no longer serves us, and help everything to flow again, right? That's what water does, is it flows. We are made up of water, as our bodies are made up of water. We have a relationship with the moon. The moon makes water and waves move, right? Like the beach. That has the same effect on us as humans, especially as women. We have moon cycles, right? So staying hydrated will affect that as well, right? It'll help you have an easier moon cycle. So when we think about the nature of water, we've already talked about how it flows and how it can help things flow internally. Maybe if you're feeling stuck, you just are dehydrated, right? I'm sure there's things to address externally as well, but how can we help it with food? That's what I'm all about. How can we help it with food and drink? So drinking water to get things unstuck and to help us with our moon cycles. These are all important things when we're staying hydrated. It automatically has an effect on these things. So if you are more uptight and you want to learn to go with the flow a little more, what goes with the flow more than water in its natural state, right? So just some things that I invite you to think about. Such a good point, says Crystal. Yeah, totally. I'm as guilty as the next person, as guilty as the next type A recovering perfectionist of not going with the flow and trying to make things happen and being uptight and everything else. So I have definitely found that when I'm well hydrated, both those things, that my moon cycle is easier and that I'm just easier to be around, that I go with the flow a little more, right? And that you have those regular trips to the bathroom and everything is flowing easier for you as well, because that's no fun either if you're stopped up. All right, so we kind of talked about a little bit about these yesterday, but I do want to just hit on point some easy ways to get more water in, because this repetition is the key to success, right? we forget. So that kind of rule, half your body weight in ounces, is a good place to start. So if you're 150 pounds, you're looking for at least 75 ounces of water a day, right? If you're more active, you might want a little more. And you know, if you have a high water content in other ways, like smoothies, like your green smoothies, like your vegetable juices, like your soups, like your teas, that all counts. Oh, and Crystal, you'll have to do the metric version because I don't know. But find a water bottle that you like, a reusable water bottle, and take it with you throughout the day if you're not already doing this. Wherever you go, that goes in your purse, that goes in your car, that comes with you, and you refill water. You'll Google, awesome. Thank God for Google, huh? You carry that with you throughout the day. So I use a glass water bottle for two reasons. One, that I've found I enjoy drinking out of glass a lot better than I do from plastic, and I will drink a lot more if I use glass, and it's better for the environment, right? I'm doing this because Crystal, these are the earrings that Susanna got me from Chile. La 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 la. We have our borderless travel expert on. I'll have to post them in your group. Other things that might help: a straw. Experiment with temperature. If you're someone who needs a little taste, a little something, like you're not used to drinking a lot of water, or if you're just you need to start to break the addiction of soda pop or something like that, maybe fruit infuse your water. This makes it so delicious. It's especially a good time for this during summertime. You can just use cucumbers, lemons, berries, muddle them up, whatever kind of fruit you like, and infuse your water with it. You can even do this with sparkling water. That's a good step. I don't generally recommend sparkling water, but if it's a great step down from pop if you're trying to make that step down. Another thing just to note is that hydration is important for our brains, for our mental clarity. So if you're experiencing a lot of brain fog, stay hydrated, drink some water. Okay, I recommend drinking a lot more like at the beginning of the day and in between meals than with the actual meal. I kind of sip some water with my meal to make it go down easier, but it's kind of easier on digestion if you prime digestion by staying well hydrated in between meals and just a little bit with your meal, because then your digestive system can focus on the meal. And as always, I will always recommend the lemon water in the mornings to get things going. If you guys have any questions about this, drop them in the comments below. What have you experienced with hydration? How do you stay hydrated throughout the day? Give us your tips and your suggestions, and let me know how this serves you as far as going with the flow and as far as your moon cycles. And have you thought about that before? Have you experienced that before? Have you noted that before in your journals, in your life? Tell me your story about hydration as relates to stuckness or moon cycles. All right? That has been today's quick tip for our Back to the Basics series, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Tune in then. Mwah.